Welcome back. This is going to go in conjunction with our podcast. So it's we're going to talk about the Lewisburg flea market and the consignment stores in and around Lewisburg. If you want like details of our feelings or her reaction to her first time going to these stores, I would suggest going to the podcast, which should be released close to the same time as this video. So for story information, go to the podcast. But for closer look stuff, you're going to check out the haul here. I know we agreed to do this in order, but let's start with what's on the table because it's going to get this is
the most arguably
this is Riley's
the most obvious thing
purchase.
I've been actually looking for a pride flag for a really long time. I wanted to get a bi flag and an ace flag for the longest time because I'm asexual and biromantic.
Okay.
So, yeah, you don't know what that means.
Are you happy?
Yes.
Perfect. That's all I care. That's fine. It makes you happy.
But,
whatever makes you happy.
But the general rainbow flag is used as just a group, the group as a whole. Like the whole community, it's just you can use the rainbow flag because everyone has their individual flags. Like straight allies have their flags, straight people have their flag. Everyone has it. So I was like,
there you go.
why not? It was hung up with a whole bunch of flags. We were just looking through them. I was like, whoa!
And this was towards the end of our day, our 16-hour quest of the one shop alone because there was so much there. But we're gonna backtrack a little bit.
Yeah,
we're gonna go. We're gonna go to the Lewisburg flea market, which I we were surprised that there was a lot of things going on, and didn't get to ride the rides at the fairground that apparently just sprung up in the middle there. But we found a few things. This one came from the consignment shop there within the flea market. And I was kind of back and forth because I'm like, oh, well, this has the rocket ship, because the later G.I. Joe stuff they took their adventures to space, and that's their jump the shark moment, I guess. And by the time they did that, by the time they got there, I was already in high school, so I was kind of already out of G.I. Joe at the time. So I was kind of like, well, I like lunchboxes. I want to actually start getting into more of the vintage lunchboxes. I want to actually have the Star Wars ones. I have the more modern Star Wars boxes. I want the original boxes, which they're never going to be within my price range ever. And when I saw this and I brought it down, I'm like, oh, look, this has the Starship and stuff like this. This has a little later stuff in G.I. Joe. This is a little bit later era G.I. Joe, but it's a lunchbox and stuff. And then it was like, what? I don't like to type price. I try not to talk price points, but it was $6, and I'm like, it's $6.
Yeah.
It's $6. I'm into the Joe. It doesn't really matter if this is post era that I'm into. It's still within that era because I was, we had found some Joe era Mortal Kombat figures, and I'm like, this, even though this is Mortal Kombat, I would purchase these figures still because they're still they were still manufactured the same way. And when we went to the checkout, and she's talking me into doing cash instead of the card. She's like, if you do cash, this is $3. I'm like, all right. So I will proudly have this in between my collector Joes, my 6-inch Joes. If I ever start getting some retro Joes, they'll sit with that. So this is the thing that started tipping the iceberg. A child's book.
Yep.
Which I'm just standing there flipping through, and there's like one panel. I mean, it's the titular cover of the wedding of Cyclops and Jean Grey. It's like a big deal. And this is actually this is the cartoon era. So this is the 90s cartoon era because I was flipping through and Morph is in it, and it's like, well, Morph was never in the comics. Morph was a creation for the cartoon. And I'm flipping through, and there's only one scene with Wolverine. If I'm going to buy the wedding of Jean Grey and Scott in a child's book, it better have Wolverine in it, even if it's one panel. And it's only one panel. I forgot he's in the little corner here too. And there was just this little old man who's just like, if you want that, you can have that for $1. And you know what, for $1, I'll just buy it for $1.
If you don't really
want it, it's
$1.
I didn't really want it, but you know, I wanted to. Oh, there's another Wolverine. So he made it in the book twice. He's in the group shot at the end. I'm gonna waste time finding. Look, he's right there. He's got dialogue. He's got dialogue. Earlier on, he's fighting Cyclops, but he's got dialogue in this. The little old man's just like, oh, there's $1. I mean, I think what $2.50 is the full price. It's like, whatever, $1. I'll help you out, sir. I will give you $1.
Even if you don't really want it, it's $1.
I mean, he's trying to sell you a wolf, like a little wolf statue. Like, it's $1 for that. And there's this like elephant that was like kind of ratty, and he's like, oh, you could have that too for $1. As a matter of fact, you buy both of them for if you buy them both for $2, I'll throw in.
There was a little tiny like figurine of a cat playing a banjo.
Yeah.
And I kind of loved it.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, I'll throw that in.
You can have that if you buy this weird-looking elephant and this little plastic wolf.
Yeah, like the wolf was maybe, because I'm even like handing her, like, you know, because I just paid him, and I'm like, here, I'll even give you $1 if you want that wolf and stuff. And you're like, you know, I'm feeling pity for this old man and buying a book, and you like this wolf, you like kind of truly like this wolf, and you're like, Then we ended up going to the booth right next to him, who were selling Pez dispensers. They had a lot of like 90s Star Wars toys. She was doing her damnedest to sell me those Star Wars toys. She knew I was there for Star Wars toys.
She was so good at persuading. Like literally, oh my god. She was like, oh my god. You do this, you get this, you can have all this, and then I imagine that.
It started with the Pez.
Oh, yeah.
And I only saw one Pez dispenser that I wanted, which is actually, it's hidden in this box. She had like 2 like soda crates worth of Pez, and I only had I had this in my hand, and she's like, oh, if you buy that all in bulk, you know, you can have them all at a decent price. And she's counting them all out for $1 a piece. And I said like 3 times, like, this is the only thing I'm interested in. I only want this Stormtrooper, because there was like the Santa Claus version of the Pez's that I had when I was a child. There was like Valentine's Day stuff. There was a lot of like generic stuff, and I'm like, I'm kind of into the stuff, the IP stuff. I'm into Star Wars, and I'm into Marvel and stuff like that. Things that, you know, that I probably shouldn't be into, because they probably have more than enough of our money. But yeah, I'm like this. And she's counting them all out for $1 a piece. And she's like, oh, you know, $20 for this box and $20 for this box. And I'm like, I just want this. And then she looks at me, she's like, $2 for that. Which I'm sorry, I can't. I'm sorry. I apologize, because I did say I don't like number dropping, but I'm like, you know, I was gonna buy this anyway. I was going to pay $1. I thought I was going to pay $1 when it went up to $2. Like, okay, all right. I'll you know, I was still gonna get this. That's fine. So I got the Pez dispenser, and she's like, oh, you're into Star Wars. Although there's this box, and she points at the box, and it's the 90s Star Wars. I have all that stuff. That stuff, like, that's in storage in the room next to us. And so I'm like, well, I should at least root and see if there's a Jango Fett or a Boba Fett, or maybe like a Sith something or other that I don't have. But there's really nothing really that I want in this. And I was rooting through it. There was like the one Jango that I pulled out was kind of neat, where he was in basic clothing, and I don't even think he had his helmet on, and then everything was to the side, so you could dress him as you wanted. But it was like, I had a feeling that whatever price that she gave me, I wasn't gonna. I don't think it would have sold it for me, because I'm like, I don't know if I want a dress your own Jango Fett. And there was another box. There was stuff that she's pointing to at the back wall, but it was all like 95 stuff. There was the Batman and this Batman v Superman armor mask, like face mask and stuff, which was pretty cool. And she pretty much sold me this one, knowing that this is from like the Disney store. I think this might be out of print. You know, I'm not really.
We didn't see it when we were there.
Yeah.
For the JB Toy Show.
Yeah, well, it wasn't there, but I think it depends. Like, if this is the Kylo Ren that came out during the first set of movies, I think so, because he doesn't have the cracked helmet, so he doesn't have the busted up helmet. Yeah,
that was kind of like the selling point for.
Yeah, yeah. It's because like I'm never really gonna look for it. I actually didn't even really know of its existence before today anyway, and it still has the Disney Store price tag on the back. The price point that she gave me is like, it's sold, and she's still like trying to sell me on this, and I'm like, oh no, it's sold. But you know, I don't want to repeat the price point, but I'm like, that's okay. I'll give you the money right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I want this. I'm not scalping it. I'm not flipping it. But I want this, and it looks like he might be the same height as Luke Skywalker here. So I think Luke is like a 12-inch, so he's part of the 12-inch line, and it looks like Kylo Ren might be a 12-inch. Riley had to listen to me whine and moan about whether or not he's coming out of his box or he's staying in his box.
It really comes down to if you can find another one.
I don't know. Like I don't know if I even care enough if I can find another one. I think that it also comes down to that, where it's like I don't know.
Do you really care?
Do I really care, or do I really like? I know like I'm bad at dusting, so he's just going to be like coated in dust all the time. So it's like, do I rather dust the box than dust him off, or you know, never dust him off, as the case may be? I think this was the deal of the day. This was the find of the night. Not something I was specifically hunting for, but not going to turn it down either. Right about there, maybe? I don't know. You know, we looked at all these at first, and then we're like, let's go through the rest of the flea market and come back. And I'm like, I love the bounty hunters, like the bounty hunter scene from Empire. And it's like, Dengar is something I didn't have originally. And then I was kind of balking at where it's like, oh, well, I think he's got like chipped paint. And like, I don't know if I want him because he looks chewed. But then I looked at him, like he's supposed to look all scarred and beaten up. And I'm like, the paint job actually really isn't all that bad. So we started collecting for the bounty hunter. So I've like got Dengar. I already have 2 versions of Boba Fett, my version that I had growing up, and a later version that I bought from 77. So we got Dengar, Boba Fett, and then another IG-88, which I have, which is my IG-88, but I believe I chewed on the hands and I chewed on all the pieces on his face. But IG-88, got Dengar, and I'm like, heck, you know, even if I want to, with my lack of skill, my no skills, maybe I'll paint him, and this will be IG-11 instead of IG-88, and he'll be more in line with the Mandalorian. But they probably already have an IG-11 that's just retro. And then this one, which was just for a joke, just to carry over a joke from the podcast. Because I have the modern one in the box. The sticker, the Sleepless Night sticker, the Paul in that is handling one of these. It is the original Bib Fortuna. I don't think he has a gun, but I think he might have a staff, if I recall correctly. And he's supposed to have a cloak. It's like kind of clothy, plasticky. It's like plastic on the inside, but it's like kind of like felty on the outside. He's supposed to wear a cloak, and then his tendrils wrap around the cloak and stuff. And I'm like, I don't need this. I have this. He's somewhere in this house. I have the original and the 95 mock-up that I can't sell at any convention whatsoever. But I kind of want this to complete a joke in the show, and we can always have him on the show. And I'm like, well, maybe he can, you know, maybe from now on he can probably. You know, I know that Stan Lee doesn't usually sit on the table during this show. He sits in the podcast, but we can probably have him sit with Stan Lee, or have Stan Lee play with him. So we've got two of the bounty hunters, and we've got that guy. We've got Bib Fortuna.
I see these little guys. They're very popular right now. As people like these little octopi, and they flip. So one side is happy, and then the other side is usually mad. But it's like tiny and a keychain. So I got the little keychain.
Yeah, because you wanted to show up your sister who has one of these things.
Yeah, my sister has one that is black on the mad side and like red on the happy side.
Right.
But it's like a big one. And I have a little one that I can put on my book bag and just like take everywhere.
I mean, he's got a loop on this side. You could probably attach another keychain on him if you wanted to.
From the same store, we were looking through the little bins that these guys were in, and I was like, oh, wait, this isn't an octopus.
And
And
nor is it legit.
Yeah. They had a bunch of like little white ones, and then this one was tucked into the corner, the little pink one. And it's the same color as the one that I made for my life management class. So I was like, hey there. Hey, shawty. You want to come home with me?
Yeah. Now, what's the story about these?
Now, the creators of Among Us said that they don't want people making profit off of their game. So, like, if it's not from the actual store, you shouldn't be, like, supporting it.
Yeah.
But, like...
But we're at a flea market. They have stuff like this.
We were at a flea market, and I mean, I don't know. It was, like... Yeah.
Nominal fee. It
Yeah.
was affordable. And they actually had other ones like the octopus, but they were the Among Us.
Big and like the Among Us.
And when you had them right side out, they were this character, and when they were inside out, they were the imposter. Which I'm like, that is awesome. But they kind of still looked like the octopuses, and
they still have like the little feet.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's neat, but I don't know if I like the overall look.
Like the idea was there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the execution was off.
The execution was not there.
So yeah, this came from GameStop, and yeah, it's mine. It's mine. It's created an argument. It is the cyborg. It's the animated cyborg, not the Teen Titans Go cyborg, because he'd be too chibi for that kind of thing. But it is the animated. So it's the series before that of Cyborg. It is not a friggin' alternate universe, 50,000 freaking Batmans. So it's like, I was like, oh, and he's got a lot of neat, like, things to him where it's like he's got a gun cannon. I like that, like, his mechanical parts are see-through, that there's see-through plastic, and you can see, like, where, like, the electronics, even his head is like that. Really, really cool toy. But I like it for my collection. Riley just started her collection with the Flash, so we're kind of back and forth with it. This also came from GameStop as well.
It's
Riley and her plushies.
I love plushies. I have a thing. I have a problem. They're like my favorite thing in the world. My bed is like full from my bed, which is tall as it is.
Plushie. You can't have it. It's not a plushie.
No.
Problem solved.
No. Cut the camera. This is Kix from Animal Crossing. He's from New Leaf. Which I was surprised because I'd figure that since New Horizons just came out that they'd be
New Horizons.
Marketing.
I mean, maybe he's
them
left over.
Towards New Horizons, but I haven't seen them anywhere.
Maybe. I don't know. I think that maybe they left over. It was either this or the popcorn tin, and it's like, all right, this is because I've been looking for this forever. I can never find it on the shelves. Yes, I had to pay a little bit of a markup on it. But like Riley's like, well, yeah, but now you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the thing the thing that you've been looking for.
Been looking for it
for like ever. I mean, I think I've been looking. I think this has been. I got to look at a release date, but this has been several years.
You were like standing there with it in your hand. You were like, but do I want to pay this much for it?
Yeah.
And I was standing there like, but are you gonna find it anywhere else?
I might. This is the print date's 2020, so it's actually a pretty recent. This actually might end up showing up on the shelf, and I'll be kicking myself again. Oh, I spent too much.
But now you have.
And I'm picking up other ones that I already have. Yeah. Where I was like, I have this one, and it's like they're asking less for this. Like they have the snow speeder, or not the snow speeder, Luke's land speeder, and it was like that's even less than this. And then I picked out like the Turtles wagon, and I'm like that's even less than this. And then I picked out the Batwing, which I'm like I think I have the black Batwing, but that one was silver. And I'm like, well, all right, I don't need the Batwing. The ultimate reason I wanted this is I have the Batmobile that is painted like the Mystery Machine. So it's like, these things have to go in hand in hand. A Stormtrooper and a stupid Odie had to come home. So now I got this. Why am I getting Pez collection? It's like, why is that?
That lady knew. She was like, I'm gonna turn you into a Pez collector.
Yeah, she told me. Yeah, but I'm like, I don't want Santa and like a heart and stuff like that. So now I have an Odie, and then after we found the Odie, I found a classic Batman and an Incredible Hulk and a C-3PO, and
you
I'm
were
like,
like,
oh god damn it! Like, no, I gotta draw the line. I gotta draw the line. Odie was like next to nothing, so I'm like, it's gonna stop at Odie for now. And the thing is like Pez has been hitting me up with ads on freaking on Facebook where it's like, here's these collector things, and they have like these trays for on shelves that you slide these in, so the trays pinch the feet so they constantly are up, and then you can put like 5 or 10 in a row, so you can actually display them all together. But go ahead, what's your final? Ta-da! It's a mouse pad featuring Zero from Borderlands.
I needed a mouse pad because I lost mine and I didn't know where it was. And I like Borderlands, and Zero is my favorite. So.
And even when it's done being a mouse pad, you can probably just be a display thing.
Yeah, I can hang it up on my wall.
Yeah, but we rambled for way too long. I think we need to rein it in a little bit, and maybe we can do more haul videos coming down the line. And I hope you've been enjoying this all, and we'll see you next time.